Pay close attention. Pay close attention. Apple, yes, Apple, the tech company, is making a handheld console, is coming to compete with the Nintendo Switch. I repeat, Apple is making a handheld console and is coming to compete with the Nintendo Switch. Let's go, guys. Let's get into it. Woo! Hello guys, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that little bell right there so that you can get notifications every time I upload a video, okay? Enjoy. What is up, guys? This is your boy Andy Matrix. Welcome to NDRCB, where I talk about anime, manga, video games, geek culture, and Japanese culture. Let me correct myself first because my show is no longer called Andy Art TV. It's just Andy Matrix now. It's Andy Matrix. Let's get it right. The Andy Matrix channel. So, I am at GizChina.com. Like Gizmodo. Get it? Gizmodo. GizChina. Anyways. So, it looks like everybody's out to make their own handheld. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Microsoft hasn't announced a handheld device. You know? But then again, they're too busy making, laptops and all that shit. So, they probably don't care. So, it was only a matter of time. But first of all, let's make something clear. Let's make something very clear. Because this is not the first time that Apple has gotten into the console gaming room. So, take a look at this model right here. Take a look at this. Okay, so it says, those who are familiar with Apple's story will remember that it launched a console they dubbed Apple Bandai Pippin. Oh man, Pippin. What's up, Pippin? What up, Pippin? I am Pippin. Get it? It was produced between 1996 and 1997 as a derivative of the Apple Macintosh platform. The company's objective was to create an inexpensive computer system aimed mostly at playing CD-based multimedia software, especially games, but also functioning as a thin client. Right, so they're basically, this is supposed to be kind of like their PlayStation, their PlayStation, but it never happened. It never happened, or at least it never became popular. I've never heard anybody talking about the Apple Bandai Pippin. Pippin. That name is just, it sounds like pimpin', like they're saying, like they're trying to say pimpin', like pimp, right? So look at this. It's got a boomerang controller. It's pretty cool. So the Apple Bandai, I never heard of it. Nobody ever talked about this because it never became popular, right? So let's go ahead and read. Let's go ahead and read about Apple's plans to dominate, to compete with Nintendo, which, by the way, there's already a lot of competitors out there for the Nintendo Switch. So, Nintendo Switch is not that great of a device. What I always tell people is that really what separates Nintendo from other gaming consoles is the exclusivity. Exclusivity is the name of the game. Look, nobody will want to play Final Fantasy 16, the upcoming Final Fantasy, if it wasn't exclusively for the PlayStation. Okay? Nobody. It's exclusive for the PlayStation, and nobody would buy a PlayStation if it wasn't exclusive. If you could play for the PC, people would just buy it for the PC, Anyways. Okay, so Apple Arcade teased us with the possibility of Apple's return to the range of gaming. Now, a new fresh rumor points out that the possibility of a new handheld console made by Apple. The new console is coming to compete with the range dominated by the Nintendo Switch, and that soon will get more alternative as the Steam Deck. Right, we'll talk about that in a minute. We already talked about the Apple Bandai Pippin that never became popular. It said the operating system was a version. So it's talking about this. It says operating system was a version of System 7.5.2, and it used a 66 megahertz PowerPC 603 processor. Man, it's probably one of those old ones, right? So the device came with a 4x speed CD-ROM drive and video output for the standard television display. Well, we're in 2021 and we can't easily know that the console was a failure. Yeah, it was. Bandai has produced around 100,000 units, but sold just 40,000 before discontinuing it. Several years later, Cupertino seems to be ready for another try. It says Apple's handheld console combines Switch versatility with PS5 horsepower, which is basically the Valve Steam Deck. I mean, for God's sake. The Valve Steam Deck is a very bulky device. It's a very bulky device, but guess what? You can play whatever the fuck you want on it. You know, you can play PlayStation 4 games on this thing. You can play Cyberpunk 77. Yeah, 2077, Cyberpunk, whatever, right? You can play Horizon on this game. I mean, on this console. But you can't play that shit on the Nintendo Switch. So the Nintendo Switch is so outdated that other companies are starting to, like, you know, they're starting to, you know, outpace it. They're starting to conquer it, right? So, if this comparison means that the portability of Switch but the power of a PlayStation 5, then we need to be excited. After all, Nintendo Switch, a big deal is the portability. Yeah, that's basically the big selling point of the Nintendo Switch, right? It says, but the console fails behind the competition in terms of hardware, and that's its weakness. That is one of the reasons that make the Steam Deck so appealing. Valve handheld console can run AAA games without any hassle. The rumors continue, stating that Apple's rumored console will work with also rumored augmented reality and virtual reality headset, right? Furthermore, the reports say that Apple has kickstarted the development of several titles and has major studios on board. The company has its alternatives to Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, and they are ready to go. When the company unveiled its Apple Arcade subscription-based services, having access to paid and also exclusive iOS, iPad games, we started to see the company's new attention to gaming department. Games were one of the most profitable products in recent times, especially when the pandemic exploded. Look, video games are so freaking profitable that Netflix wants to make video games. Okay, Netflix wants to profit from video games. You know? Everybody wants to profit from video games. Video games make money. All right? And the Nintendo Switch better hurry up and make a Nintendo Switch Part 2, because we already have Apple. Look, this might be just a rumor. But guess what? It's very realistic. Apple has already tried making a console, so they're not new to the console games, okay? And it's really so hard to believe that Apple is making a handheld console when Steam already has their own console. And guess what? Take a look at this. Look at this. Do you know what this is? This is the Alienware. This is an Alienware. Yeah, that's right. Alienware, the tech company, the computer company. Alienware. They made a Nintendo Switch type of handheld device, handheld console. This is basically a gaming laptop in your hands, a handheld gaming laptop. And the controllers can be removed from the side, just like the Nintendo Switch. And if you don't believe me, it's right here. The Alienware symbol is right here. You can go ahead and Google it. This product is called the Alienware's UFO. Alienware UFO. Look at it. Look that shit up. I've talked about it before. I kid you not. I shit you not. The Nintendo Switch is not so special anymore, because ever since the Nintendo Switch came out, guess what? Other companies started copying it. And by the way, the Valve Steam Deck is not the first company to make something similar to the Nintendo Switch. Okay? Alienware is not the first one to copy the Nintendo Switch and make their own kind of console. Okay? There's other I'm going to say Chinese made handheld gaming computers that look similar to the Nintendo Switch. So the Nintendo Switch innovated the mobile handheld device, the mobile handheld gaming device, and now other copies are catching up, and now they're beating them at their own game. So Nintendo, you better watch out. I mean, there's a lot of things that I like about Nintendo, but their hardware, they need to, they need to, get their hardware, working better. Because we're already at the PlayStation 5, we're already at the Xbox Series X. We are past the PS4, we are past the Xbox One, and the graphics are freaking so realistic. The graphics are so realistic, they literally can punch you in the face. While the Nintendo Switch is still has PlayStation 3 graphics. So, Apple, hold on, wait, where is it? Apple making their own handheld console. This might be just a rumor, but guess what? It's very believable. And look, Apple already has their own video game subscription. Is this so hard to believe that they will make a console? I think not. What is up, everybody? Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can receive new future notifications. Check out the blog at ndrtv.com. Follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave your thoughts or anything you want to say right below this video in the comments below. This is Andy Matrix. Thank you for watching. Godspeed, everybody. Godspeed.